Right now on IUSTV News, another sexual assault on campus, this time during a campus fraternity event. We have the details of who police are searching for.
And Election Day is just over 2 weeks away, both sides making their last-minute appeal to voters in key swing states.
And one of IU's newest statues honors a Hoosier native and his long-standing connection to IU.
Much longer, we'll have the forecast.
IU police are searching for the man they say sexually assaulted 3 women at a frat party last week. Thanks for joining us. I'm Pareese Payton.
And I'm Oliver Carr. You're watching IUSTV News. Police do not know the suspect, but have a description of the person. IU police tell us a third-party security worker was working an event at a frat house on North David Baker. The assault was reported by 3 women who said it happened between 9 and 10 on Thursday night.
Police said the suspect is a black male between 18 and 30 years old and worked for a company known to IU. One of the women say the assault went farther than the first time. IU police tell us this is an ongoing investigation and the security company contract is hold while police investigate. If you know any information, you are asked to call IUPD at the number on your screen. And with Halloween right around the corner, IU police are sharing tips to keep in mind to stay safe over what is typically a busy party weekend. When it comes to costumes, you're encouraged to not wear and face coverings that blocks your ability to see the environment around you. Also, be careful with costumes with fake weapons that may cause unintended panic to others and police. The biggest thing to remember, police say, is understanding Indiana's Lifeline law, which protects minors from alcohol charges when calling police for a medical emergency.
We generally see a higher spike in alcohol-related calls over the Halloween time, so possession and consumption, as well as medical calls related to alcohol. So really just take care of each other, know your limits, plan for a safe ride to and from wherever you're going, and just be a good neighbor and keep everybody safe.
2 unhoused people were found sleeping in the Franklin Hall basement last Monday. Building administrators called IUPD early Monday morning after finding the 2 sleeping in the game design suite. This is the first time unhoused people have been found trespassing in the building since last year. After a string of harassments last September, security guards were assigned to the building and the side doors were locked for Crimson Card access only. Despite the additional layers of security, the main door to Franklin Hall remains unlocked from 7:30 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Well, we're still worried. I mean, we have the side doors that are locked now, which is wonderful. It's helped so much. But during the mornings and afternoons, I mean, people come in and that's right, they can. But it's still scary because we have so many little nooks and crannies around here that they can stay in all night.
If you see anything suspicious, you're asked to call IU Police.
All right, let's get a check of that weather because, boy, it was an absolute gorgeous weekend.
Absolutely. It was a beautiful time to watch that football game basking in the sun. I couldn't believe it this time of year.
I know. I was loving the weather.
Absolutely. We asked for this fall weather and we got this fall weather. So going into this week, we can see we're in the mid-50s, mid-70s, with the highest being 76 in areas such as Brookville, Franklin 74, Rushville 75, Bloomington. We do reach that 72. Going into the overnight, we are expected to drop a little bit with 58 starting at 9 p.m., 54 going into 12 a.m., and then 52 at 3 a.m. Going into the morning dog walk, it's not too much of a change, just a tad bit. Starting off at 50 degrees at 6 a.m., going into 48 at 7 a.m., 49 at 8 a.m. Coming up on the return, staying warm, the game day forecast against Washington, and the next cool down.
It's the spooky season in Bloomington, but healthcare scares can be shaken away with the arrival of a new free student outreach clinic that aims to help those in need of trusted care. The IU Medical School has partnered with IU Health on a student-driven project aimed at bringing free professional health care to those in need of help, especially the LGBTQ+ community in the Bloomington area. Dr. Cassandra Dishman-Kelsler, a primary care physician, is a volunteer doctor for this project and is pleased with the outcome of the first day.
My job as a whole is very fulfilling on a daily basis anyways. everyone that was here today chose to be here. So the patients that reached out to us wanted to be here, right? They trusted us to provide them good care. The students all really want to be here and they're really passionate about it.
Our reporter Mike Badarov visited the clinic on their first opening and will have more for you tomorrow on IUSTV News.
Some good news if you take Indiana Avenue. Both lanes are now back open to traffic. This is after months of closures and lane restrictions since February for the Clear Creek Culvert project. Workers replaced the existing underground limestone tunnel built in the 1900s. There's now a new and larger concrete tunnel to help prevent future flooding.
The city has chosen the public art display that will find a home in the Bloomington newest neighborhood. The artwork Ondulent by artist John Reck will go in Hopewell Commons in the future Hopewell neighborhood. Reck was one of 4 finalists who submitted proposals in March. He is the founder and program director of the comprehensive design at the Ezekiel School. Installation is set for this coming summer.
Indiana Hoosier legend John Mellencamp was honored with a statue on IU's campus over homecoming weekend. The ceremony took place on Friday at the North Garden of the IU Auditorium. Hundreds of fans were in attendance to watch Mellencamp speak and sing some of his biggest hits. University dignitaries attended the event, as did Mellencamp's closest friends and family. Mellencamp performed fan favorites Small Town and Jack and Diane as his band joined him on stage for the memorable moment. Before unveiling the bronze statue, President Pamela Whitten recognized Mellencamp's numerous contributions to Indiana University.
This statue will stand as a reminder of his contributions and as an inspiration to future generations of Hoosiers. So thank you, John, for your music, and thank you for your passion and commitment to Indiana and to the university.
The John Mellencamp statue is the 8th statue on Indiana University's campus as he joins an exclusive list of Hoosiers who have made the greatest impacts for the university.
The countdown to Election Day is down to the last few days, just over 2 weeks to go.
And early voting in Monroe County continues, and turnout is outshining early voting numbers from 2020. Election supervisors say over 4,000 people have casted ballots in the first 4 days. That's a 16% increase compared to 2020.
More than 60% of voters voted early in 2020, most by mail-in vote. Early voting in Monroe County runs through noon the day before Election Day.
Both presidential candidates are going full steam ahead with the election just a few weeks away now.
Early voting is underway in many states, including key battleground Georgia that has seen record turnout. Rob Kirkpatrick has more.
The race for the White House is heating up as the final weekends of the campaign draw near. With just 17 days until Election Day, both Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump are rallying voters in key battleground states, including Michigan.
So many things happened in Detroit, and it's been treated so badly, and they've been talking about comebacks for so long, but we're going to bring it back better than it ever was.
And now Donald Trump is making the same empty promises to the people of Michigan that he did before.
The stakes in these closing weeks couldn't be higher. CNN's poll of polls shows no clear leader in the presidential race, with likely voters supporting Harris at an average of 50%, while 49% prefer Trump. Voting is already underway in 42 states with more than 11 million ballots cast so far. The key battleground state of Georgia saw record turnout on the first day of early voting.
I think everyone realizes this is probably one of the most important elections they're going to have in years. And then when they get it done.
I wasn't even really thinking about voting early, except for the fact that my daughter's back from college for fall break. So I just figured I'd go with her.
And both candidates are targeting early voters in a race that is razor thin.
Early voting is underway, so get everyone you know and go out and vote.
I think it's great that people are turning out and voting and being active.
I'm Rob Kirkpatrick reporting.
The last day to vote in Indiana is noon the day before Election Day. IUSTV is your home for the 2024 election. We will have you covered on all the latest headlines up to and on Election Day. You can find more on IUSTV.com. Then on election night, you can catch us live on YouTube and Facebook starting at 7 p.m. Eastern. Elon Musk announces a new sweepstakes in the heat of the election.
Still ahead, what this means for those crucial battleground states. Plus, a new change coming to social media platform X and how it may affect users.
But first, the trial is set to begin for the man accused of putting someone in a chokehold on a subway in New York. We're back in a few. Trial of a former Marine who put a fatal chokehold on a man on a New York City subway train. Daniel Penny is charged with second-degree manslaughter in the 2023 death of Jordan Neely. Prosecutors say he put the man who struggled with homelessness in a chokehold for more than 6 minutes. The defense says Neely was screaming and said he was going to kill someone, and Penny acted to protect other passengers. The trial is expected to last about 6 weeks if convicted on all charges. He faces up to 19 years in prison.
Firefighters in Italy have been working to contain a massive collapse to a road in Calabria. Fire crews said it happened Sunday. This sinkhole swallowed a whole car, but luckily no one was injured. It's believed heavy, extensive rains are to blame, and the downpour caused damage all throughout Italy, particularly in the region of Emilia-Romagna. The flooding has required the rescue of more than 40 civilians, as many have seen more than 8 inches dumped on the Italian countryside.
New research shows hundreds more infants died than expected in the U.S. since the overturning of Roe v. Wade. The data suggests that rates were about 7% higher than the typical year. The average shows to be 247 more infant deaths in the months after the overturn. About 80% of those additional infant deaths could be attributed to birth defects.
The White House is launching a new community liaisons program in North Carolina to help with Hurricane Helene recovery. The new program aims to hire intermediaries between residents and FEMA to help make sure residents' needs are met. Since Helene made landfall, the storm left many dead and others without homes or jobs. Since the destruction, the Biden administration has approved more than $300 million in assistance across the state.
Social media company X changes terms of service, which has some users skeptical. The shift will allow its AI to train the computers based on everyone's post. Some users fear that their personal information in their tweets could be used with this new update. By November 15th, any user who continues to use this platform will be agreeing to the updated terms. Currently, it is unclear if users can opt out of their posts being used to train AI. Elon Musk is giving away $1 million each day to registered voters, specifically in battleground states voters in Pennsylvania, Georgia, Nevada, Arizona, Michigan, Wisconsin, and North Carolina who sign his political action committee's petition have a chance to win the sweepstakes. But the federal law prohibits anyone who accepts payments either for registering to vote or voting. Musk says he hopes these prizes will boost registration among Trump voters.
Another major shakeup at Disney. The company is changing its board chair for the 4th time in 3 years. Disney chairman Mark Parker will step down at the end of the year. Morgan Stanley CEO James Gorman will replace Parker starting in 2025. Gorman will be tasked with finding a new CEO following Bob Iger's departure. He called choosing a new CEO critical. It's unclear what led to the latest change in Disney's board chair, but Gorman said the timing reflects progress in Disney's decision to replace Iger. Disney said Iger's replacement will be named in early 2026. Next on IUSTV News, are vaccinations among students on the decline? We have the numbers in today's Health Minute.
Plus, can we expect more of the cool temperatures and sunshine? Kyla has a look at your full forecast on the other side of the break.
Despite recent outbreaks of infectious and preventable diseases like measles and whooping cough, fewer kindergartners are getting their routine vaccinations.
In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither takes a look at the new data and has more on the potential implications of this decline.
Alarming trend during the 2023-24 school year, national kindergarten coverage with state-required vaccinations dropped to 93%, down from 95% between the 2019-2020 school year before the COVID-19 pandemic.
It's enlightening and not surprising with what we've been through in the last 4 years.
Dr. Jason Newland with Nationwide Children's Hospital says many infectious and preventable diseases aren't as prevalent anymore thanks to routine vaccines, but some are making a comeback. For example, this year alone, a total of 269 measles cases have been reported in more than 30 U.S. states as of October 17th. The CDC says 88% of those patients were either unvaccinated or their vaccination status is unknown.
Measles can be extremely dangerous, leading to life-threatening illnesses.
The CDC says vaccination is also the best defense against pertussis, but preliminary data shows more than 5 times as many cases have been reported at this time of year when compared to the same time last year.
Maintaining our vaccine rates, whether it's measles, whether it's pertussis, whether it's influenza, whether it's COVID, will make our society and our most vulnerable healthy and our future healthy.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Turning to weather now, I'm desperate to know how long are we going to keep this beautiful weather?
Listen, for this week, we've had these nice warm temperatures. Hopefully we're able to keep it long, but this week it's looking pretty promisable. Getting into the high temps for Tuesday, it's not necessarily weather, but it's the perfect weather to get out, to enjoy it, to have a good time. We have temps such as 78, 77s. We really are in the higher 70 range on Tuesdays, so it's not too bad, not the worst either. Getting into Tuesday, we start off the day 8 a.m. with 50 degrees. We go into 69 at noon and then 76 at 4 p.m. The IU versus Washington, IU football 7-0. We're on a win. So at 8 a.m. we're expected to start off at 50 degrees. We go into 59 in the morning. We are expected to see cloudy skies, not too sunny, not too clear, but just in between. And then we're ending the day at 63 degrees, so it's not as warm as it was, but hey, a win is a win. Looking at the 7-day forecast, again, we are expected to stay in those 70s, 60-degree range. Starting off Tuesday with a few few clouds at 76. And then going into the week, we drop a little bit on Thursday, but we rise again on Friday, drop again on Saturday and Sunday, but then we end our Monday at 70 degrees. So it's not the worst temperature, but hey, what more can we ask for? It's the fall season.
I'll take it. I personally am not ready for an Indiana winter, so as long as we can hold around this temperature, I'll be just fine.
Next in sports, a homecoming like no other. IU football continues unhoused 7-0 on the season. Daniel has the recap in sports. Stay with us.
It was a big homecoming weekend with men's soccer and football walking with wins, plus Hoosier hysteria. I'm Daniel Marlowe, and let's talk football. In a dominant performance, number 16 Indiana football team crushed Nebraska 56-7, showcasing their strength as they moved to 7-0. This victory, tied for the largest conference win in school history, highlighted IU's offensive prowess, with quarterback Curtis Work throwing for 189 yards before leaving the game with a thumb injury. Backup Taven Jackson stepped in, throwing 2 touchdowns and completing 7 of 8 passes. Indiana's defense was formidable, forcing 4 turnovers in the second half. The Hoosiers now stand one win away from tying the 1967 team's best start, maintaining their unbeaten streak without trailing all season. The Hoosiers take on University of Washington next Saturday. College game day on the way. College game day is on the way. Catch Corso, Herb Street, Saban, Howard, and Pat McAfee this weekend in Bloomington for the first time ever as number 13 IU takes on Washington. As Hoosier fans are more pumped than ever about the football program, there is similar hype for our men's and women's basketball teams. Indiana basketball can display their new and returning players on Friday night. IU women, led by Seymour native Terry Moore in her 11th season at IU, brings back multiple starters and sharpshooting transfer Shay Shesky, who beat out Cindy Parrish in the women's three-point contest Friday night. Shesky comes to IU shooting 39% from behind the arc to pair her with another sharpshooter in Cindy Parrish. IU men's basketball, led by Mike Woodson, was able to showcase their new talent as they added 3 transfers and 1 high school recruit. Sophomore Mackenzie Mbaka led all scorers with 12 points, including a 3-point buzzer beater to end the scrimmage in a tie. Indiana men's soccer celebrated head coach Todd Yakeley's 200th win with a 3-1 win over Michigan State on October 18th, extending their unbeaten streak to 7 games. Goals from Justin Weiss and Patrick McDonald put IU ahead, with Samuel Sarver stealing the win in the second half. This victory positions the Hoosiers atop the Big Ten standings. Yeagley, the winningest coach in NCAA Division I hit since 2010, has led Indiana to a national title and 10 Big Ten titles. IU is going to Hollywood as they face UCLA on October 25th. And for the latest things on all things IU sports, be sure to tune in each week to Hoosier Sports Night. You can catch it on Thursdays on IUSTV. That's all for sports. Back to you at the desk.
Daniel, thank you.
Let's get one last check on that 7-day forecast. I know I'm excited for that game on Friday or Saturday. What do you think?
Of course, Saturday is the perfect day. Saturday, it's not too hot, not too cold, but we do get up to those 64 degrees. Tuesday, we're starting at the 66, 75 on Wednesday, dropping back down to 67 on Thursday, 75 on Friday, and we end our week on Sunday at 62. So it's the perfect weather to get outside and have something chill.
Well, IU football's good. The weather's holding on. I'm not ready for winter yet, but as for right now, I'm so thankful for it. Kyla, thank you, and thank you for watching IUSTV News.
For updates between newscasts, check out IUSTV.com, and we look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow night. Take care.